Alright, quick video on the Pride KW-1. This one is gone. Bye-bye. Sold. I got the check and haven't cashed it yet, but I will soon. Actually, it's a money order and I'm going to ship it tomorrow. Actually, I should have shipped it already, but been tired. Ain't been feeling the greatest, and getting old sucks. So this is just a quick video going through it for the buyer. It's already bought and sold. Bye bye, don't ask questions. This is the last Pride except for a project 2 for Pride DX300 I'm working on, but I want so much money for that, just don't even think about it. So, and it's not finished yet. So anyway, this Pride is going bye bye. I kind of miss it already, and it's really clean, cleaner than I thought it was. And I got a 4CX, I believe 400 in it instead of a 250B, and it's set up for the 400, and I think I'm just gonna leave it in there. So the buyer of it kind of got a bargain in my opinion, even though, you know, I got good money for it, or else I wouldn't have sold this one. You know, Prides are hard to come by, and the KW-1 is actually just a Pride DX300 high drive. And they made it high drive to try to get past the FCC. You know, during the crackdown in the early 80s, you know, during the CB boom, first thing the FCC did was made it illegal to buy and sell amplifiers that would work on 10 meters and require like 5 or less watt drive. They made manufacturers make amplifiers for 100 watt drive. And hence what Pride did was they took the 4 watt drive Pride DX300 and they converted that to a 100 watt drive, and all they did was basically put a dummy load, a big giant resistor bank on the input side, and it backed that 100 watt drive down to 2 or 3 watts, which is all the Pride needs. And you know, that's what it drove it with. You know, you got 100 coming in, you know, to do 400 out, but that dummy load on the input, it basically backed the drive down to, you know, 3 or 4 watts, which the tube needed again. And other than that, there were very few differences between the Pride DX300 and KW-1. A lot of people thought the KW-1 was a 2-tuber. It was not. It used the same power supply, same transformer, same almost everything as the Pride DX300. They did a couple tweaks, like they put a meter switch for power output and plate current. The Pride did not have a plate current, so you can actually read the plate current on this guy. I got it keyed down now in operate, and it's got a plate current meter as well as a power output meter. And they got rid of the preamp because hams don't use preamps, but basically it was just a CB amp that was tweaked to get around the FCC. It didn't work too well, and eventually, not much later, the FCC cracked down even harder and made it illegal to sell a 10 meter amp, period. So amplifiers would then, manufacturers would make 15, 20, 40, and 80 meter, you know, amps instead of 10 meters because of the FCC. But anyway, that's enough talking on that. This Pride has been modified. It's got both the Nomad boards in it, and with the Nomad boards, you can vary the bias quite a bit, and it's no band switch in it. It's 10, 15 meters only, and on the band switch here is actually connected to the bias pot. So you can turn the bias up and down and change the class of operation a little bit, but in simpler terms, the more bias you put on the tube, the less dead key you have. So you can adjust your power output and dead key quite a bit using the bias on this one. And we're gonna key it down and lock the mic. And so now we keyed. We're on the watt meter over here. 2,000 watt scale on average, and we got the bias dialed down here, and we're gonna play with the bias here, and it's on watts now. This meter, you can see the watts going up and down with the bias. Plate current, you can see that going up and down with the bias. And also here's the watt meter. Right there is about 50 watt dead key with the bias dial down, and that's about the way I like to run them. But you can turn it up, and right there is about 250 watt dead key with a couple watts going into it. So we turned it back down, and audio, swinging about 350 bird or so. Shishing to about 450. And oh, I just dropped my my Night Eagle mic. Hope I didn't break it. Audio, look like it's still working. And last, we're gonna put it on peak right quick. Audio. I think my mic came loose. Yep, mic acting up now. Bad run. Audio. Doing about 625 or so peak on this thing. And one more thing I wanted to show. I'm gonna unkey it. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off while I reach in the back around this thing. Yeah. And again, this one is sold. It's going bye-bye, shipping it tomorrow. Should have been shipped already. It's got this switch here in the back. That used to be the bias pot, but that's been routed to the front. I showed you the bias already. And what this switch does is that the 4CX400 tube requires a lot more bias to operate than the 4CX250B tube. So you put it down for the high bias for the 4CX400, and you switch it up if you're going to put in a 4CX250B. So that's what that switch there is for. And other than, this one also had a foot pedal switch or key in it. It's got an automatic keying circuit, but also you can leave it on standby and bypass the automatic and just use the use a foot pedal, or if you got a radio that keys it, it's got that in there. And other than that, it's pretty much stock. I think I put a brand new transformer in it. I don't remember, that's an 8930 or 4CX400 tube in it. And as you can tell, I'm gonna miss it. But anyway, easy come, easy go. Gotta get your Pride shipped out tomorrow. Sorry I've been slow, but that's what happens when you get old. That's it for this one. Bye bye, Pride.